Okay, so Mateo is seeing that right now.
And now Mateo should be able to see my presentation, right?
Sí, sí, yo
Okay.
veo.
That's it.
Qué bueno. Okay.
And then just like you were leading the classes earlier, you point back and forth to advance the slides, right?
And it'll be the same on a PC. I mean, the keyboard manipulation doesn't change any. It's still the two arrows.
Should be, yeah.
Okay. All right, Matt.
There you go.
Wow.
All right.
Amazing. All right.
Muy bien.
Thanks so much.
Dale, Lance. I'll see you soon. Ok, Mateo, vamos a comenzar lección 4.
Okay.
Antes de comenzar, ¿tienes preguntas acerca de la lección 3?
No,
No
no
preguntas.
preguntas.
Muy bien. Hoy vamos a repasar el vocabulario de las frutas y las verduras, el presente simple, y claro, vamos a seguir aprendiendo los verbos irregulares. So today is the IE stem changing verb. Talking indirect objects. Ooh, this is the fun grammar stuff. We were starting to work on that last class. We've got a conversation about the restaurant and metas. Do you know what metas means?
No.
Okay, metas means goals. So we'll talk about your goals. Antes de comenzar, we've got a trivia game. Tell me where a coin.
Oh. Tell me where a coin. Dame?
Dime.
No. Dime? Dime.
Yeah.
There we go. Dime.
Dame means give me.
Ah, okay.
Dime means tell me. And then, of course, this is a dime, right?
Dime. There we go.
¿Cómo se dice, Mateo? Banana.
Se dice el banana? No, el plátano. Se dice la manzana. La naranja. La fresa. La piña. El coco. ¿Qué dice? No sé, grapes.
Las uvas.
Las uvas, sí, las uvas. La pera.
Muy bien.
La zanahoria. La lechuga. El tomate. La papa. El ajo.
Muy bien.
This was 2. El camote.
Muy bien.
La calabaza. Is that la espinaca? Artichoke. La alchofa?
Alcachofa.
Alcachofa.
There you go.
Alcachofa. La lima.
Yeah. And so you should get in the habit of saying el limón.
El limón.
El limón.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never actually seen it called La Lima. I suspect it's called La Lima in Spain. It's kind of funny because, you know, typically when you put this little on it, it turns it into the bigger one. So La Lima, in my idea, and my theory is in Spain, La Lima is the lime and El Limón is the lemon, the yellow lemon. However, in Latin America, first, I've never seen a lemon. I've never seen the yellow one anywhere in Latin America. And I've only heard it called El Limón. So
El limón for both?
For just like I said, I've never seen a lemon.
Okay.
So I've only heard people say El Limón referring to a lime.
Okay. El limón.
There may be countries where that changes or something like that, but that's just been my personal experiences, right? Okay, muy bien. Mateo, ¿qué pasa en la foto aquí? ¿Qué pasa? Exagera.
¿Qué significa exagera?
Exagera, exaggerate.
Exaggerate. But jumping, they're excited. Están emocionados.
And then how do you say they're jumping?
No sé.
Okay, so pregúntame, ¿cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice jumping?
Están brincando.
Están brincando.
Brincando. So the verb is brincar, which means to jump. And it might help you to remember, you know, the bouncy houses that kids love to jump around in?
Yeah.
In Spanish, those are called brinca-brincas.
Brincar. Okay, brinca. That's jump.
Yeah.
The jump.
Right.
Okay, brinca.
Okay, muy bien. ¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? Están, ¿cómo se dice? Posing or
¿Están poseando?
están poseando para foto?
Para una foto.
Para una foto.
Muy bien. ¿Qué más?
¿Qué más? Están how would you say this? Attending they're at a dance.
Están en un baile.
Un baile.
Están en un baile.
En un baile. Okay. Sí, están en un baile. Tocamos or tocan un foto. No, that's taking a photo.
Sacan una foto.
Saquen una foto.
Sacan una foto. Ok, excelente. Muy bien. ¿Qué pasa?
Están jugar, ¿cómo se dice? Volleyball.
Boli.
Boli.
El boli.
El boli. So, están jugar el boli.
Jugando.
Jugando.
Están jugando.
Están jugando. Oh, because they are doing.
They are playing, yeah.
Okay. Están jugando el boli en la playa.
Muy bien. Cool. Yo quiero Taco Bell. You remember these commercials?
I do.
Like, thanks to Taco Bell, every gringo in the United States knows how to say I want, right?
Nope.
Now, querer means to want, and this is the more commonly used one. In my beginning level course, I use the verb desear, which means to want or to desire. And I use that initially because it's a regular AR verb, and it's also a Latin cognate. You can look at desear and identify with to desire, right? Yeah. It's much more common to use the verb querer. You've probably already noticed that, right? The reason why I don't teach it until now is because it's one of these irregular stem changing verbs where if you notice here, in the stem, we just have an E, but in the conjugation, we have an IE, right? Yo quiero Taco Bell. So these stem changing verbs, you're going to see, like if you ever look one up in the dictionary, you'll see querer with IE in parentheses. And did we do the I stem changing verbs last time? We did a stem changing verb last time, yeah?
Yeah, viste.
Yeah, so that's the E to I, right? So these work the same way. It just changes to an IE. So remember, it's going to be the second to last syllable from the end that changes here, okay? So repeat after me. Yo quiero.
Yo quiero.
Tú quieres.
Tú quieres.
Él quiere.
Él quiere.
Nosotros queremos.
Nosotros queremos.
Ellos quieren.
Ellos quieren.
Muy bien, right? So again, you could draw a little boot. I think we talked about the boot verbs, right? Because it doesn't change in nosotros or vosotros.
Yep.
So these are all IE stem changing verbs. And just as an observation, they can be AR, ER, or IR verbs. Some of these only apply to like AR verbs or something like that, but these IE stem changing verbs can be any kind of verb, okay?
Okay.
Okay, repite, cerrar,
Cerrar.
comenzar,
Comenzar.
empezar,
Empezar.
querer,
Querer.
entender,
Entender.
perder,
Perder.
preferir,
Preferir.
mentir,
Mentir.
sentir,
Sentir.
sugerir.
Sugerir.
Ok, perfecto. Aquí tenemos cerrar.
Yo quiero.
That's querer.
Oh, cierro.
Cierro. Muy bien.
Cierro. Tú cierres.
Cierras. So don't forget, it's still an AR verb.
Oh, yeah, okay. Tú cierras, and that is to close.
Yes, sir.
Cierras. Okay, cierro, cierras. Él cierra. Ella cierra. Usted cierra. Nosotros cerramos. Ellos cierran.
Yes, sir. Ok, muy bien. Comenzar.
Yo comienzo. Tú comienzas. ¿Ya? Él comienza. Ella comienza. Usted comienza. Nosotros comenzamos. Ellos comienzan. Ellas comienzan. Ustedes comienzan.
Empezar.
Yo empiezo. Tú empiezas.
Empiezas.
Empiezas. Empiezas. Él empieza. Ella empieza. Usted empieza. Nosotros empezamos.
Empezamos.
Empezamos. Ellos empiezan.
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 Ellos empiezan. Ellas empiezan. Ustedes empiezan.
Muy bien. Querer.
Querer, yo quiero. Tú quieres. Él quiere. Ella quiere. Usted quiere. Nosotros queremos. Ellos quieren. Ellas quieren. Ustedes quieren.
Perfecto. Entender.
Yo entiendo. Tú entiendes. Él entiende. Ella entiende. Entiende. Usted entiende. No.
Entiende.
Entiende. I think I'm rushing over my own tongue. Nosotros entendemos.
Entendemos.
Entendemos. Ellos entienden. Ellas entienden. Ustedes entienden.
Yeah. And here's another one. We've been using this since the beginning.
Sí, entiendo.
Vamos con perder.
Perder, to lose. Yo piendo.
Say that again.
Yo piendo.
You're changing the R to an N for some reason. Pierdo.
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 I don't know why I was doing that. Yo pierdo. Tú pierdes. Él pierde. Ella pierde. Usted pierde. Nosotros perdemos. Ellos pierden. Ellas pierden. Ustedes pierden.
Preferir.
Yo prefiero. Prefiero. No, there's no D.
Prefiero.
Prefiero. Tú prefieres. Él prefiere. Ella prefiere. Usted prefiere. Nosotros preferimos. Ellos prefieren. Ellas prefieren. Ustedes prefieren. Mentir. Yo miento. Tú mientes. él miente, ella miente, usted miente, nosotros mentimos,
Mentimos.
ellos mienten, ellas mienten, ustedes mienten.
Muy bien. Sentir.
Here, yo siento, tú sientes, él siente, ella siente, usted siente, nosotros sentimos, ellos sienten, ellas sienten, ustedes sienten. Sugerir,
Sugerir.
sugerir. Yo sugerir, no, yo sugerio.
This
Ah,
one's
that's
tricky.
weird.
Sugiero.
Sugiero. So yo sugiero, tú sugieres, él sugiere, ella sugiere, usted sugiere, nosotros sugerimos, ellos sugieren, ellas sugieren, ustedes sugieren. Juan quiere 3 tacos. Los empleados prefieren ir temprano. ¿Qué significa ires? Irse.
Irse.
¿Qué significa irse?
Irse is to leave.
So to leave early. Okay.
So ir means to go. Irse means to leave. Tiny
Okay.
little difference.
Irse, so leave early. Okay. Nosotros queramos.
Cerramos.
Cerramos. Nosotros cerramos la escuela los viernes. Ustedes comienzan la fiesta. Comienzan. Start the fiesta. Okay. Yo empiezo a estudiar español.
So try that again. Empiezo.
Empiezo. Yo empiezo
There you go.
a estudiar español. Yo empiezo. La alumna entiende la tarea. Los inversionistas pierden el dinero. El criminal miente al juez. ¿Qué significa al juez?
To the judge.
Al juez, to the judge. Juana se siente mejor hoy. Ustedes, sugieren una idea buena.
Ok, Mateo, ¿a qué hora cierra el supermercado?
El supermercado cierra a las 10 de noche.
¿Comienzas proyectos sin terminarlos a veces?
So that's, do you have projects that are finishing soon or?
All right, so what does comienzas mean? Do
Start?
You start. So do you start projects without finishing them?
Often, sometimes. Okay. No, no comienzo proyectos sin terminarlos mucho.
¿Quieres hacer algo especial este fin de semana?
Sí, quiero hacer snowboarding, pero despite being spring, I guess, how do you say despite? I know la primavera is spring.
Yeah, so you would say, aunque sea la primavera.
aunque,
Aunque sea.
aunque sea. So that's like, although it is spring or despite it's spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aunque sea. Aunque
Aunque.
sea la primavera.
How do you spell that? Okay.
Aunque. A-U-N-Q-U-E. Aunque.
Aunque. Aunque la primavera. Okay.
Muy bien. ¿Prefieres las montañas o la playa?
Prefiero las montañas.
¿A qué hora empieza tu día?
Empiezo mi día a las 4:30.
¿Entiendes ruso?
¿Qué significa ruso?
Ruso es Russian.
Oh, no entiendo ruso.
¿Pierdes cosas con mucha frecuencia?
Pierdes. No pierdo cosas con mucha frecuencia.
Muy bien. Mateo, ¿de vez en cuando mientes a tu pareja?
¿Qué debes?
De vez en cuando. So that's an expression that all goes together. It's kind of like saying every now and then.
So de vez en cuando. No miento a mi pareja generalmente.
Muy bien. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy?
¿Cómo te sientes hoy? Siento. It's how do you feel right now?
How do you feel today?
Hoy is today.
Hoy is today, yeah.
Siento muy ocupado.
Ocupado. Sí, yo también. ¿Sugieres un buen restaurante?
Sí. Sugiero el Brick House en Parker.
Muy bien. Mateo, ¿a veces mientes si la verdad es muy cruel?
Sí, la verdad. ¿Qué significa la verdad?
La verdad.
The truth?
The truth. Muy bien.
So do I lie about the truth?
Do you lie if the truth is very cruel?
Sí, a veces miento. Sí, la verdad es muy cruel. Con mi esposa, Little White Lies.
Sí, eso en español se llama una mentira inocente. Una mentira is a lie. Una mentira inocente, like an innocent lie. That's what we call a white lie.
Mentira inocente.
Una mentira.
Mentira. Una mentira. Un mentira inocente.
Muy bien. ¿Sí?
Yep.
Ok. ¿A qué hora cierran los bares en Denver?
No sé, pero cierran a las 12 de noche.
A las 2.
A las 2 de mañana.
De la mañana. ¿Y a qué hora cierran en Argentina?
No sé. To know.
Tú sabes.
Oh yeah, sí, tú sabes.
Sí, en Argentina los bares no cierran.
No.
No,
Oh,
es una locura. ¿Qué piensas de nuestra clase?
okay.
Perdón. Número 3. ¿Qué sugieres para estudiar español?
Sugiero mis colegas a estudiar español.
It's not who do you suggest, it's what do you suggest.
Oh, sí. Who would be
¿Quién?
quién? So what? Sugiero. Sugiero. ¿Cómo se dice? Well, I guess vocabulario.
Sí, muy bien.
Sugiero vocabulario para estudiar español.
Sí, muy bien. ¿Qué piensas de nuestra clase?
Piensas. ¿Qué significa piensas?
Do you know what pensive means? To be pensive?
Mm-mm.
To be pensive is to be thoughtful. So pensar, there's a Latin root there for you. Pensar means to think.
To think. So pienso. Pienso nuestra clase es difícil.
¿Es difícil? Sí.
Es difícil. Pero yendo or not yet. My brain keeps wanting to go to yendo and I'm trying to prevent that. The IE is throwing me off.
What are you trying to say?
For pienso.
No, you're saying yendo. What were you trying to say?
Oh no, what my brain is stuck on is yendo versus adding the IE.
Yendo.
Yeah, yendo versus EA in stem changing.
Yeah, EA. Okay. Bueno, Mateo, sugiero que estudies mucho.
Sí.
All right. Indirect object pronoun. So I think we did what? May and Tay last week, right?
Sí.
Or, God, 2 weeks ago. So that's pretty straightforward. When we get into the third person, if you're giving something to another person, we're going to use the word lay. This is where context becomes incredibly important because lay by itself can mean him or her, to him or to her, or for him or for her.
Oh.
Right? So read these first 3 examples for me and think about that for a second.
So yo le doy dinero a Pedro. Yo le hablo a mi hermana. Yo le escribo una carta al presidente.
Muy bien, right? So when we're just in May and Tay, you just typically would leave it like that, right? When we're in the third person, we do need to typically give that extra context, at least when we're starting a conversation. And we do that by connecting the word a with another person. Okay. After we've established the context, we wouldn't keep repeat, like for the first one, a Pedro. We wouldn't repeat that again. You know, maybe you throw it in every now and then, right? But if we're talking about Pedro, we might set up the conversation. Yo le doy dinero a Pedro, and then we leave it off. You would continue to say le though, right? So, vamos a practicar. Remember, I like to just ease into this and try and develop some understanding first. What do these mean? Number 1.
So yo le doy la tarea de español a mi alumno. So I give the homework, the Spanish homework, to my classmate or to a student.
To my student. There you go.
To my student. Tú le escribes una carta en español a tu novia. You write a letter to in Spanish to your love or your
girlfriend.
Él le trae la comida pronto a su patrón. Trae. ¿Qué significa trae? To bring?
To bring, yep.
So he brings the food quickly to his patron or his customer?
Close. So real quick, pronto means soon as opposed to quickly. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much, but yeah, slight little difference.
Sure.
Patron is normally a boss, right? So he brings the food soon to his boss.
Okay. Nosotros le compramos los víveres todos los días a nuestra abuela. So we buy groceries every day for our new grandma.
For our grandmother.
Oh, nuestra.
Nuestra means our, not our new grandma.
Yeah, that I was wondering. I was imagining someone having a kid.
You even said to our new grandma. What is
Okay, for our grandma. Ellos le hablan demasiado rápido a su hijo.
Muy bien.
So they, demasiado is very, right? So they speak very.
Demasiado means too much. Too much.
Too much.
So demasiado rápido is too fast.
So they speak too fast to su hijo, the kid, or their kid.
What does su mean?
Su is his or her, right?
In this context, it's their.
Oh, it's their.
They talk too fast to their son.
Okay. Talk to their son. Cuando ustedes le mandan los productos a México. When ustedes le mandan, is the ley is a Mexico?
Yeah, Lego in this situation, ley corresponds with Mexico. Very good. Because of that,
Yeah. So when do y'all buy the products made in Mexico? No, not buy. That's mandan is made.
To send, mandar, to send.
Mandar is to send. So when do you all send the products? Boy, got my brain hurt.
To Mexico.
To Mexico?
To Mexico. There you go. That's it.
Oh, because it's le mandan, so that's who you're sending to.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Le ayudo con la tarea esta noche a mi hermanito.
Hermanito.
Hermanito. ¿Qué es hermanito versus hermana or hermano?
Little brother.
Little brother? Okay.
Yeah, that little ito is something that's called a diminutive, that it makes whatever it is you're talking about small.
Okay. So I help my little brother with homework tonight. Le cocinas el bistec esta noche a tu papa. Are you cooking steak for your father this evening? Yeah. Esta noche. ¿Cuándo le paga su patrón el salario a Rosa? Le paga. ¿Qué significa la paga? ¿Es to tell?
To pay.
Paga is to pay. Pagar.
Yes.
Pay. Le paga. Su patrón. When does your boss pay Rosa's salary, or the salary to Rosa?
And so in this situation, su patron is more than likely her boss, right?
So,
Thinking about, so some of this stuff is just kind of funny because it's Spanish and it's the way that Spanish works. In English, what we would say is, when is her boss paying Rosa?
okay.
Essentially.
Cuando le paga su patrón? So when does her boss
Pay her.
pay her? Okay, that makes sense. Los colegas le informan al empleado nuevo que no hay trabajo el viernes.
Muy bien.
So al empleado. So the workers or the colleagues inform the new employee there's no work on Fridays. On Friday.
Say that one more time.
The coworkers inform or tell the new employee there's
go.
no work on Friday.
Good. There you go.
Le deseamos un buen viaje a nuestra amiga.
Muy bien.
So we wish our new friend a good vacation or a good trip. Le imprimen los informes cada mañana a su jefe. So they print the reports every day for their boss.
Good. Every morning. Cada mañana.
Every morning, cada mañana.
All right. Muy bien, Mateo. Now, remember, Spanish has the usted form, which is technically saying you, but it's in that third person singular box, right? So
Yep.
this ley is also going to apply to the usted form. So it can also mean you, to you, or for you.
Okay.
So read these examples to me now.
Yo le doy dinero. So
And
in
then
the
here you
not
could say a usted to clarify.
a usted. So if that was just a normal friend or something, it would be a te. Yo te doy dinero.
Perfecto.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yo le hablo palabras. Yo le hablo. Yo le escribo una carta.
Muy bien. Okay, so notice here, like if we are having the same conversation with the same person, how we might set up the conversation by saying a usted, and then after that we leave it off, you know? Again, because this ley, like what we just saw, can mean to him or to her, right? Now we're going into the usted form, and it can also mean to you. So it's incredibly important when you're establishing the context of a conversation to specify who you're talking about giving something to, right? Once the context set, it becomes redundant to keep saying that over and over again, but you still keep using the ley. So now imagine we're in the usted form. What do these mean?
Okay, yo le doy la tarea de español a usted. So I give you the Spanish homework. Ella le escribe una carta en español a usted. So she wrote a letter in Spanish to you.
And it's not the past tense, it's just the present tense. She
writes it. She writes a letter in Spanish to you.
Good.
Good. Él le trae la comida pronto.
Perfecto.
So no, okay, so he Pronto es soon. So he brings the food to you soon.
Yep.
Or yep. Nosotros le compramos los víveres todos los días. So we buy the groceries every day for you. See?
Mhm.
Ellos le hablan demasiado rápido. Ellos le hablan. So they speak to you very quickly.
Too fast.
Too quickly. Cuando ellos le mandan los productos. So when will they send the products to you?
Yep.
Le ayudo con la tarea esta noche. So I will help you with, or I help you with the homework tonight. Le cocino el bistec esta noche. I cook you steak tonight. Cuando le paga el salario su patrón. So when le pega, so we're talking to you. So when does your boss pay your salary?
Very good.
Los colegas le informan que no hay trabajo el viernes. So the workers or the coworkers inform you there's no work on Friday. Le deseamos un buen viaje. So we wish you a good trip.
Mhm.
And le imprimen los informes cada mañana. So they print you the reports every morning.
Yes, sir. Very good, Mateo. Very good. This is some of the hardest stuff, I think, in the Spanish language. And, it's you're working your way through it.
All right.
This is where reading, I think, is very, very beneficial. Right? The more you can read in Spanish, and when you come to these little passages to kind of break them down and work your way through it to kind of help get that in there, because this stuff's confusing. It doesn't always translate 100%. We've got some different rules at play that we don't necessarily do in English, but you're getting it, right? And another one, like on that very last one, you actually did a fantastic job. On that last one, you started to confuse the subject, who does the activity, with the indirect object, who receives the activity, right? But you caught yourself and you turned it around. So that was good. That's actually, I always actually like to see that, because it shows that you're making those, cognitive connections. So fantastic. Un aplauso. Muy bien, Mateo. ¿Cómo se dice well done?
Well done. Bien cocido.
Muy bien. ¿Cómo se dice waiter?
El mesero.
Yeah, this one's a trick. It's el
Oh,
mesero o la mesera.
La mesera, sí.
Depending, right? ¿Cómo se dice pepper shaker?
El pimentero.
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 ¿Cómo se dice credit card?
La tarjeta de crédito.
¿Cómo se dice bill?
Bill. La cuenta.
¿Cómo se dice bacon and sausage and toast?
Huevos, chorizo y pan tostado.
Muy bien.
Tostado.
¿Cómo se dice?
Is it gofres or gofres?
Crunchy, gofres.
Gofres. It is gofres y jarabe.
Árabe, yeah. Now,
Jarabe.
my assumption is gofres is used in Spain. I've always heard people say waffles. If you're actually in a place where you can actually get waffles, because this is not going to be a common food in Latin America, right? So, and then jarabe is syrup.
Okay, jarabe.
¿Cómo se dice?
Panqueques y tocino.
Muy bien.
panqueques.
¿Cómo se dice?
Sándwich de pavo. ¿Qué significa de pavo?
Pavo is turkey.
Ah, de pavo is turkey. Sandwich de pavo. So, okay. Yep. Sandwich de pavo.
¿Cómo se dice?
Sopa de pollo.
Okay. ¿Cómo se dice breakfast?
Desayuno.
Lunch?
El almuerzo.
Dinner?
El cine.
You know how to say snack?
Oh, la cine. No.
La merienda.
Oh, snack. La merienda.
And this almost refers to like an altogether fourth meal, and this is going to be kind of cultural and depends on exactly which country you're in.
Yeah.
Like I lived in Argentina, and they do this in Spain too, where they eat dinner really late at night. Like they don't eat dinner till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so like the typical, people have a piece of toast or something very light for breakfast, typically some type of pastry. They'll typically have a pretty heavy lunch, and it's common to do the siesta, which doesn't necessarily mean everybody goes home and takes a nap, but it's common to have kind of a 2-3 hour break for lunch where people go home, have lunch at home with the family, and then they go back to work. And then, so because of that kind of dynamic, people sometimes don't get out of work until a little bit later, like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, which is why then people have dinner at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, right? So then they'll have like at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it would be custom to have a merienda where people kind of gather together in the break room and have some little cookies or crackers or something like that and drink tea or coffee together. So that's la merienda.
I could use la merienda.
Yeah, it's a nice thing, right? Bueno, estamos en el restaurante. ¿Cómo se dice
muestra? La muestra.
So here we're going to say ella pone la mesa. So poner la mesa means to set the table. Poner is an interesting verb. It typically means to either put or to place, right? So in this situation, it's like setting the table because you're placing everything on the table.
Okay. Poner la mesa.
¿Cómo se dice B?
B.
¿Qué hace en la letra B?
She's seating a guest. No sé. ¿Cómo se dice to seat?
So here you could say acomodar, which means to accommodate, to seat. A los comensales. So the comensales is the diners in this situation. The guests are the diners of a restaurant.
A los comensales. Okay. Servir el agua.
Servir el agua.
Servir agua. Ordenar comida or cosas.
Sí, ordenar la comida. Ordenar las cosas, está bien. And then what's the server doing? ¿Qué hace el mesero?
Escribir.
You could say escribe el orden. Here we have tomar el orden, like he takes
the order. Tomar.
Tomar can mean to take.
La orden. Okay.
Now we're over here in F.
Servir la comida.
Muy bien.
Limpiar las cosas, or
you could say limpiar la mesa. Here we have recoger, which is like to pick up or to take away. recoger los platos.
Take away.
Él
Recoge.
recoge los platos.
Okay. Recoge los platos. H. Is it to bring? I don't know what that would be, to bring or to
In this situation, I would say to take. Llevar los platos.
llevar los platos. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see there's kind of an odd, how do I explain it? We're a lot looser about the way we say to take or to bring in English, and in Spanish is pretty specific. So if you're here and you're going away, you're taking. And if you're over there and you're coming, you're bringing.
Okay. So he's
And
taking the plates.
They're much more strict about the way they use those verbs in Spanish.
Okay. Y a llevar dinero.
So in this situation, he's paying the bill.
Oh, paying the bill. Pagar. ¿Es pagar?
Mhm.
To
Pagar
pay?
la cuenta, muy
La
bien.
cuenta. And then here is llevar el dinero.
And in this situation, for the last one, dejar propina, to leave a tip.
Oh, okay, that's someone taking. I thought that was the person taking it.
It's kind of hard to see from the
Dejar.
pictures. Yeah. Dejar propina, to leave a tip.
We'll leave it to. Okay.
Muy bien, Mateo, vamos a conversar. Mateo, ¿tener metas es importante para ti?
¿Qué significa mentas?
Metas, goals.
Sí. Tengo metas a aprender español y metas para mi trabajo.
Ok, entonces me parece que una meta de la vida es aprender el español, o es una meta laboral para ti. Aprender español es más una meta laboral, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Muy bien. ¿Y cuál es tu meta más grande en la vida?
What's my biggest goal in life?
Mhm.
Tengo un familia
Próspera.
próspera.
Ok, muy bien. ¿Quién es exitoso en tu familia?
¿Qué significa exitoso?
Muy bien. Exitoso es decir successful.
Es what? ¿Qué significa exitoso?
Successful.
Successful. Mi esposa es exitoso en mi familia.
Exitosa. Mi esposa es
Exitosa porque ella tiene master's degree.
Tiene una maestría.
Maestría y solo de mi familia en todo.
Oh, muy bien, qué bueno.
Sí.
Mateo, ¿tú piensas que la fama y el dinero son sinónimos de éxito?
¿Piensas que la fama? ¿Qué? Well, I gotta unpack that one. ¿Qué piensas que la fama y el dinero ¿Qué significa piensas?
Do you think?
What son? ¿Qué significa sinónimos de éxito?
Synonymous. So do you think fame and money are synonymous with success?
No, no pienso que la fama y el dinero son sinónimos de éxito.
Muy bien. Está bien, Mateo. Repite los cubiertos.
Los cubiertos,
La cuchara,
la cuchara,
el cuchillo,
el cuchillo,
el tenedor.
el tenedor.
So these make up los cubiertos, silverware.
Cubiertos.
Ahora los platos, like el plato. And
El
then
plato.
el platillo would be the saucer, like the smaller plate.
Platillo.
And then hondo means deep. So they don't really have a good word for bowl. So they just say the deep plate, el plato hondo.
El plato hondo.
I always like that one. La copa.
La copa.
Copa is specifically for a wine glass. El vaso.
El vaso.
La taza.
La taza.
Muy bien. La cuenta.
La cuenta.
Ajá. Y la propina.
La propina.
Perfecto. Ya se acabó la lección 4. So make sure to practice with lesson 4.